know that many successful people have been in student councils? Do you think this is coincidence? This is part of the reason why I made a student council for middle school. Not only to help prepare students for the future by giving them this unique opportunity, but to also help Green School and other students who don't capitalize on this chance. Some examples of successful people who have been on student councils include Halle Berry, who's an accomplished actress, Hillary Clinton, who's the First Lady of the United States, Fashia Hassan, who was elected as the youngest member of the provincial legislature in Gauteng, and Lester Shum, who is the leader of the 2014 pro-democracy protest in Hong Kong. But these are just a few out of the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in the world. In a student voice survey by Quaglia and Corso of more than 66,000 students through grades 6 through 12, 53% of students felt that they didn't have a voice in their school. Why is this? Time, effort, mindset, culture, money. This just goes to show how needed a student council is. But how are student councils beneficial? Well, student councils provide a unique opportunity for students to engage in the democratic process and gain practical experience in leadership and decision making. But that's not the only reason it's important. Did you know that it's also the law? It is legally required to have a student council in middle and high school in Indonesia. This just goes to show that the government believes a student council is important. Initially, for my quest, I wanted to play music and possibly raise funds for a charity. But I quickly decided to do something else when I thought of my music skills, and then asking people to pay money. Then I was stuck, thinking of what I wanted to do, what I'm passionate about, how I wanted to be challenged, and most importantly, having a noticeable impact with my quest. When I thought of myself, I found that I was always in leadership positions, whether that be in a group of 3 or 40, making soap, organizing a major event. Even when I didn't want to be in a leadership position, I would somehow find myself in one. The idea came to me when I was reflecting on my journey, especially in math. Since grade 6, I've often felt ready for more challenges. And this year, I've had the opportunity to explore that by joining high school math. But I realized that it took a long time for these type of conversations to happen. And it only happened once I scored really high on a test. That made me wonder, what if there are better ways for students to express their needs, interest, and ideas earlier? This is what inspired me to create the council, to help ensure that every student has a voice. However, I knew there had been various attempts over the years, by teachers and students. Nevertheless, I also knew what they all had in common. They had just entered Green School or been there a short amount of time. I've been at Green School for 6 years, which is why I would not fail. Now, pretend you go to a restaurant and order your favorite food. Does it taste, look, smell the same as another restaurant would make it? No. It may be similar, but every restaurant would make it differently. The same is true with student councils. They're all similar, but ultimately unique. In the beginning, I worked tirelessly to find which way I should make the student council, so that it was unique and fitting for Green School. I was unsure of what this would look like at first, so I decided that I would look within and join the High School Green School Student Association, aka GSSA. At first, I was nervous, as I was a middle schooler working with high schoolers, but I rapidly got over it and learned a few odd things. First, it was a class, so anyone could join, and because it was a class, teachers led it. Second, some grades wouldn't be properly represented because it was a class. I knew that the council for middle school would need to be different. Hopefully, a democracy. Then I met with the lower school committees, the Kindness and Eco Committee. They were similar to GSSA with teachers leading. On the other hand, they had these meetings during lunch and with up to 40 kids. After I had looked within, I needed to shift my perspective outwards. So I decided to meet with other school student councils. I met with the SLK Student Representative Council, and learned that they only organize events, when I had expected them to have changed things like classes, clubs, or to have a more significant impact. I spoke with the president, Tios Flugel, and he felt that they were largely limited because of the teachers. I then knew that no matter what, The teachers on the student council would need to be on the sidelines. If I looked at this from a teaching perspective, I would say that the lower school committees help organize students and bring out their voice, while the high school GSSA helps introduce them to more adult topics while giving them some freedom. The middle school student council should be the bridge between these two, giving the students more freedom and to learn from mistakes. I was extremely satisfied that I had figured out what the council would look like. Now all I had to do was fill the pool with water. For my project, I made a student council called MSSA. Each class had an election and voted 2 people onto the council for a total of 12. This happened at the start of term 4. That's about 2 months. We also voted a president, Raja, and a vice president, Arrow, for the leaders of the council. This project is valuable, as it's a solution to a massive issue. Imagine a seed. It's there, brimming with potential. It can be anything. However, after it sprouts, it changes, depending on an unlimited amount of factors. It could go tall, wide, spiky, colorful, but it depends on how we nurture it. Now, can you see how a student council could help? How it provides an opportunity, a means? It will help students grow in all directions, no matter experience, no matter grade. Do you think this project is unique or interesting? Why? Is it because it places students in a setting similar to adults? Because it offers a wide variety of projects? Because students will be placed in a leadership position? I believe that it's all the above and more. My project connects to social justice by giving a voice to all of the middle schoolers, allowing them to work on what they want, and giving them the means to work on it. So far, in only 1 term, they have worked with the PW team to enhance student opportunities during lunch and snack time and to encourage sports hygienes. Worked with Kate to monitor and sustain food hygiene standards across the school, helped to improve student well-being in middle school, and have an ongoing collaboration with GSSA. The hardest part of my quest is, and is always going to be, getting the council to stay next year. I hope that the current members of the council will help start it again next year with support from the teachers. But Quest is not only about helping the community, environment, or others. It also involves discovering what we learned about ourselves along the way. And I learned some important things about myself along this winding journey. I learned that I love leading projects, people, and being in charge. That I was born to lead, to help others fulfill their role. This student council that I have made matters because of all the things they have done and the many more things they will do. I believe that this council is like an exponential graph. The more time you give it, the better it becomes. Imagine a world where students lead projects, where footprints, quests, greenstones are done many times over in all grades throughout the year. So I would like all of you to step up, to go for your goals, big or small, to encourage each other, to work together as a community, and most importantly, to learn. Now, are you ready to start, to take action? Whether that's joining a student council or encouraging your school or business to be less rigid, I would like to share a final quote to you by Muhammad Ali. Even the greatest was once a beginner. Don't be afraid to take that first step. I would like to thank Ibu Lena and Pak Pat for being the council advisors, all of the MSSA members for joining, Ibu Laura for helping me with my presentation, Ibu Angie and Pak Pat for helping me with my speech, Pak Pat again for helping me with my quests, Pak Benjamin for supporting me, my parents for making delicious food, and finally, all of middle school for going along. Thank you.